Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. You can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad, and welcome to Friday. Is it Friday already? Welcome to Friday's edition of the DC Universe Daily Live. And James Gunn and Peter Safran have revealed their DC Universe master plan. Hashling me live. Yes, I'm here. I'm live. Welcome to the DC Universe Daily Live. And hello, Hashling me. What are your thoughts about DC Universe and James Gunn's and Peter Safran's master plan? Because that's what we're going to be discussing today. Now, very interesting developments, because James Gunn is now on this brand new social media platform that no one's ever heard of, Mastodon or whatever it is, right? I don't want to get it wrong. But yes, he posted asking DC fans a very important question. He asked them, out of all the DC characters that have never been in live action, which one would they like to see in movie theaters? So lots of people have responded to that. So this is a good thing, because not even Kevin Feige has thought of this before, because the MCU, Marvel Studios, is a dictatorship. What Feige wants, Feige gets. Here, we're looking at a very constructive platform where James Gunn is asking you and me, the fans, what we want. This is legendary behavior from the newly formed DC Studios. So he also said at a conference call via Zoom that they want films, TV, and animation and gaming to all be connected into this brand new universe. So gaming's going to be very important coming from the new DC Studios, something we haven't had enough of. Could we finally get that Superman game? But you see, it's all right making a Superman game, but it has to be a great Superman game. So James Gunn is doing the right things. He's walking the walk. He's talking the talk. Hashling me, yo Mike, yo hashling me. And so these are great initiatives that I'm really, really excited about. So one of the things I'm a little bit concerned about, because I think it's mostly positive what we're hearing. We don't really know in terms of live action what this new DC universe is going to look like. But I'm still not happy that the Batman spin-offs are via HBO Max, a platform that I can't get and many people can't get. And also this Green Lantern John Stewart situation. You know, if we talk about representation and inclusion, is it really the best of ideas to reduce a Green Lantern of color to streaming? He's one of the, if not the most popular, iconic Green Lanterns out there, and you're just shoving him on HBO Max. I don't actually think that's right. I don't think that's proper. I think that's a little bit disappointing. And I don't want Greg Berlanti involved with Green Lantern. And I'm surprised, but I still believe, I'm hoping and believing that he's just going to pitch his idea. Don't forget, Greg Berlanti and a few other people who worked on Arrowverse were developing another Green Lantern show, which wasn't just going to be John Stewart. I don't even think John Stewart was going to be in the original idea, and that idea was rejected. It was a very progressive show, and I think Zaslav definitely didn't like that. So now they've got to redevelop it and pitch it. I don't think it's in official development. I don't think it's been green-lit, but they're definitely going to have to pitch it. Now, if it was me, I wouldn't reduce any Green Lantern show to streaming. Now, also, at this conference call via Zoom, Peter Safran and James Gunn spoke about, making a movie, then spinning it off to streaming. They are really looking at the Marvel Universe formula, where they've been spinning off so much on Disney+. I don't like reducing these characters, whether it's Marvel or Star Wars or DC, and saying, all right, we have to do a spin-off now. What can we do? And most of these spin-offs always feel really, really false. So I really want DC Universe to focus on the cinematic model. But once HBO Max is available in more countries, by the way, Disney Plus has been around for 3 or 4 years, around that, and it's still not available here in Cyprus, which I think is absolutely despicable, and I'm not happy about that. This is the DC Universe Daily Live. and we're updating you with what's going on. Not a lot to update you with, really. There was a conference call via Zoom, and James Gunn and Peter Safran unleashed their vision and their plan and their blueprint for DC Universe. Villager, what happened? I've literally got to say all that again. Right, okay, wait a minute. Short circuit, I'm from India. How will we access HBO Max shows? Peacemaker came after 8-9 months of release when everything was already spoiled. I have then listened to this particular thing. Well, this is very, very important, Short Circuit. This is why I'm frustrated. First of all, I don't want Green Lantern on HBO Max. Green Lantern is our Star Wars in the DC Universe. It should be via the theatrical model. And especially a Green Lantern of color being reduced on HBO Max is a very, very big problem. I'm going to actually at James Gunn on Twitter later on and politely tell him my concerns. The Batman spin-offs again on HBO Max. It will be the same situation for you and me, Short Circuit. We'll have to wait months and months. Now, James Gunn did make sure there was a physical copy of Peacemaker in the end, which is good. I'm happy about that because I've got it. It's part of my DC Extended Universe collection. I like to collect them on physical copy. So that's great. But you're right. After 8 or 9 months, you're getting spoiled. You know, all the Americans and all the other countries. And, some people are using VPNs, but VPNs are very unreliable these days. I've got a couple and they don't always work. And listen, I'm not going to subscribe to HBO Max, and it's very difficult to subscribe to HBO Max without proving you're in the country that it's available in. But let's just think about this, right? I subscribe to HBO Max. I use a couple of VPNs and they don't work. I've just spent money. I can't be doing that. So this is ridiculous. My advice to them is, I understand you want to make money on streaming and spin off and be everywhere and oversaturate the platform, which is what they're going to do. But if it's not available worldwide, and it's not their fault, it's copyright restrictions that are actually the problems here, it's no good. It is no good. It doesn't work. And I absolutely agree with your frustration, Short Circuit, because I have been saying the same thing. Now, people in America don't care about these complaints because they get HBO Max. If you're kind, fans, you should allow me to share your HBO Max so I have access to this new content when it comes out. But I don't expect you to do that because obviously you don't know me from Adam and you wouldn't trust me. But the point is, it's not fair on us fans who live outside of the US, in European countries and in territories that don't have HBO Max. So that's not fair. Villager, I'm American and I care. Oh, I forgot all about you, Villager. Right, you wanted to know what was going on. Yeah, so there was a Zoom call yesterday where James Gunn and Peter Safran spoke to all the staff at Warner Brothers Discovery. Well, not all of them, but there was a proper conference call. They basically unleashed their plans for DC Universe. And these are the plans. They want one universe, one story, basically going throughout, spanning through movies, TV animation, and gaming. Yes, they're very serious about gaming. As I said, could this be the Superman game we've been waiting for? Well, we're going to be getting games on all these DC characters. Villager, wait, was this confirmed or is it intel? No, this was a conference call. Peter Safran and James Gunn spoke to people that work, the people at, the trustees at the board at Warner Brothers Discovery and told them what they want to do. And also, James Gunn said at that meeting he wouldn't have taken the job if it wasn't for the fact that David Zaslav is very informed and very passionate about these DC universes, Earths, worlds, and characters. So that's good to hear as well. And he's also now on a brand new social media platform, James Gunn, and he asked a very, very good question of the fans. DC fans, he said, out of all the characters in DC that have never been brought into live action, which character would you like to see? He asked that question on this new social media platform he's on. So he's trying to become very interactive with the fans, basically asking the fans what they want. Even the MCU has never done this. So this is a new level of interaction from James Gunn. This is a great idea. So the plans are right. But what's more important is the execution of this blueprint. It's all right saying what you want to do. It's all right asking fans what they want, but it's actually making sure you do it right. Villager, one new social media platform. I can't pronounce it, my friend. I think it's Matterstorm or something like that. I have never heard of it. Short Circuit. James Gunn will be working on Dead Man movie, I think, with Dead Man and Constantine coming. This must be Justice League Dark. Maybe he's doing that. Maybe the Dead Man thing was just random. Maybe the Lobo thing was just random. I doubt it, though. There's always a method to James Gunn's madness, and it's very exciting, interacting with the fans, asking the fans what they want as well. So this is all very, very good stuff. So it's clear they know the plan. They know the slate. They know the strategy. They said they have a plan to have content. They have a plan for 7 to 8 to 10 years as well. Again, so we've never had a proper plan at DC. Snyder didn't really have a plan. He directed He directed Nolan and Goya's Man of Steel. Wasn't really his plan. Then Nolan and Goya went away. Then he started developing his own thing. But it wasn't thoroughly a thought-out plan for sure. This is a plan. This is how you do it because it's business. This is a business. This is not just about the creative arena. You've got to have a business plan. And what James and Peter are doing are giving them a business plan. We know what we want to do. We know what we have to do. Basically, they're following the Marvel Cinematic Universe blueprint, which works and makes money. Now, interestingly, the Marvel Universe has suffered since it's tried to oversaturate with content. So they have to be careful with that as well. Please smash a like on the like button, everyone. Short Circuit, I agree with you. Green Lantern must be released in theatres. Green Lantern movies will be worth watching in theatres rather than on a laptop screen. It's not right. It's not right. And I'm absolutely praying and hoping, Short Circuit, this thing actually doesn't happen. I don't agree with it at all. Green Lantern is one of the hugest IPs in the DC universe. And you can't allow a man who basically co-led and co-wrote a Green Lantern movie that failed to run it. Berlanti should be nowhere near this. That's not toxic. It's a logical reaction and a response. Dabion Donaldson. Hello, Mike. I'm looking forward to the future of the DCEU. I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay as well, Dabion. I'm very well. Wow, we've got to be okay. What was that line in Doctor Who when we get the girl in the fireplace and Rose can see the doctor's upset? She goes, "Doctor, are you okay?" And he goes, "I'm always okay. I'm always okay as well." The truth is, none of us are always okay, are we? But we just say we are because nobody gives a fuck anyway, right? Villager, has Jason Momoa updated us on Lobo? No. I think what Jason has been attempting to do is bring some hype on the project he's promoting right now, and that's what it's about. So I wouldn't take it literally with the Lobo thing at all. Until there's official confirmation from the studio, I would just ignore Jason Momoa. That's what I'm doing. I love you, Jason, but I think you may be, 1 minute it's about DC, then it's nothing to do with the DC thing. So I'm done with it until we get an official announcement. It's called common sense. Common sense, my friends. So welcome to the DC Universe Daily Live. As I say, these are the developments with what's going on with the DC Universe. Of course, all these plans they're making won't be seen until, we've got to get through these 4 movies first. So nothing from DC Universe in this blueprint we're doing will be seen, I think, till 2025 and beyond, because we've got these 4 movies, being polite, from the Hamadaverse. We've got to get through them, unfortunately, and we've got to give them time to develop their ideas and their blueprints as well. So it's lucky we've got 4 movies, Joker and Batman 2, coming out in the next couple of years. So that will hold us in good stead until their plans come to fruition. So, yeah, I wouldn't pay much attention to Jason Momoa on this because he is promoting a movie. This is a very old tactic in Hollywood because nobody's interested in his movie. I know. What are people interested in? DC. Maybe people will notice my project I'm on, if I start teasing about DC. So I'm not having any of it until there's official confirmation. But I'm excited. I love Jason. No, no toxicity between me and Jason. Just, I don't like being misled at the end of the day. And I think it's a little bit misleading. Don't you? So, yes, that's what's going on right now. I'm very excited to see Shazam Fury of the Gods. They've started showing a little TV spot around the world. I think it's just an amalgamation of the clips we've already seen. So the promotion for Shazam Fury of the Gods has officially started, and also just looking at Marvel and what they've been doing this year with oversaturating the market, it doesn't look like Wakanda Forever is going to be the hit that they want it to be. It will do well. It will do better than Black Adam, but it doesn't look like people are enjoying it overly. But getting back to DC, I think the future is bright with these two guys, with David Zaslav, with Mike DeLuca and Pam Abby. I think we've got, in the next 5 years, we've got lots of exciting things to look forward to. Davion Donaldson, glad you're okay. I think Emmett Scanlon was brilliant as Lobo in Krypton Series 2. I really enjoyed Black Adam. I'm excited about Shazam 2. Yes, Emmett Scanlon is actually a bit of a power, and I loved him. I loved him in Hollyoaks, if you ever saw him as Brendan in Hollyoaks. And yes, he was really, really good. He also had he has got a connection with James Gunn. He played a small role in Guardians 1, if I remember rightly. Sean Franklin, hi. What are you saying, Sean? What are your opinions about the future plans? Somebody, for Christ's sake, smash the bloody like button. Please, I'm begging you. Come on. Please, smash the like button. I need someone. Thank you. I can sit my ass on the chair. It's cold down here. Should we do a Henry Cavill Superman? No. Right, let's go. Jesus, the things I have to do to get you guys to like my fucking lives. Mad. Anyway, it's live, isn't it? Sean Franklin, you excited Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever? No, I couldn't care less about Marvel. I couldn't care less about Star Wars anymore. All I care is about my beloved Superman, my beloved DC. That's all I care about now. Nothing else out there excites me anymore. And that's the way it is. Yeah, I don't give a shit about Marvel. I hope that doesn't make you upset. I hope that doesn't make you leave the platform. But yeah, I'm not a Marvel guy. I'm a DC guy. Sorry about that. Goober316, have games being part of the DC universe is great and something Marvel isn't even doing. No, welcome Goober316, who I don't think I've spoken to before. But yes, and sorry if I haven't remembered you, we have spoken before. Basically, lots of stuff on the mind. Lots of stuff in the pipeline, so it's easy to forget. It doesn't mean that I didn't remember you because you didn't make a good impression on me. But yeah, you make a very good point. Two things here. James Gunn going on the new social media platform and asking fans, out of all the characters that have never been made films out of before, which one would they like? That's brilliant. Marvel are not doing here. So I think people underestimate James Gunn. This is not just a silly director who does silly, jokey films. This is a very, very intelligent man who understands public relations. But to do games and connect them to the story that's going on within the films, the TV universe, all connected. This is why they're cancelling Arrowverse and they're cancelling everything. They want everything to be connected, my friends, and it's very good. Sean Franklin, you think Black Lightning in the DCU? Yes. But probably a brand new one. Now, the one in Arrowverse, that's one of the best shows I've ever seen in Arrowverse. They should never have cancelled it. I loved Black Lightning, and I think he's a great character, and he's very important in the comics. And I think in some versions, he's even a member of the Justice League. Davion Donaldson, Man of Steel 2 is going to be epic when it eventually gets released. Yeah, can't wait. I hope it's going to be epic. I want to see who's going to direct it, who's going to write it. I don't just want to blindly say it's going to be great and then get disappointed, because if you don't, Superman is my fucking man. He is I'm literally on a Sunday, I have my Superman Sundays, up in the sky, the amazing story of Superman, the story of Donna's Superman movie. I have a big day on a Sunday when I'm not on the channel. I'm a big, passionate Superman fan. I love the movies, even the movies that weren't as good. I love Smallville. I love the animated stuff. I love DC in general, but Superman I'm very passionate about. And I'm going to be keeping a close eye on the development of this movie. And we will be discussing it as the developments come out. We will be reacting to them. I won't just shill everything they're going to do. I'm going to give you honest reaction. This is what this channel's about. This channel is not about stroking egos of directors or people in industry or even fans. I'm here to be honest about my faults. It's my platform. I'm not here to kiss butts, anyone's butts. So I hope people like that I'm honest and direct about my views. Don't be intimidated by that. Doesn't mean you can't tell me your opposing views, but I'm very passionate about this shit. And if I like what they're doing, I'll say I like it. And if I think they're going in the wrong direction, I will say they're going in the wrong direction. But I am excited about James and Peter and David Zaslav and Mike DeLuca and Pam Adby. I think these are all great people. You know, a total new leadership at the company, the newly formed DC Studios. That's a wet dream to me. I never thought we'd get to a DC Studios. This is all because of David Zaslav and his intellect. Thankfully, John Stankey from AT&T went to him, and this is what broke the toxic environment at WB Pictures with Toby Emmerich. So it's great. Short Circuit, Flash, Shazam 2, Blue Beetle, Aquaman 2. Each of these movies is going to be epic. I hope so. I hope so. But they are the final kind of part of the Hamada era, the old DCEU, because the new era is DCU. DCEU and DCU, two different things. That's four different things. Two different things. Right, Villager, I'm so happy Emmerich is gone. And shall I tell you the backstory? Do you want to know the backstory? I'm sure you don't, but I'm going to tell you the backstory. So, with Emmerich in control and Sarnoff in control, there was a civil war between, so you had Warner Media and AT&T on one side, and then you had them at Warner Brothers Pictures. They did what they did to Zack. There was a civil war. Stanky and AT&T greenlit personally the Snyder Cut, and there was a lot of toxicity. And basically, AT&T didn't have the experience to deal with it because they come from cable and wireless. They had no experience on scripted. So they were making mistakes. They did some good things as well, but they made mistakes. So John Stankey, the chief executive CEO of AT&T, went directly to David Zaslav because he is a troubleshooter. He's a business person. He built up Discovery Plus and Discovery from nothing, basically. So they agreed to do a merger, basically because Zaslav's ruthless. He was able to go in, and even though apparently him and Emmerich are friends, he was able to remove Sarnoff and Emmerich and, you know, obviously other figures at the studio as well. And now we have a brand new leadership, and it's fucking brilliant. And I'm so happy Emmerich's gone because he was a problem. I mean, look at Don't Worry, Darling. He bought that movie, and an utter clusterfuck. WB, because of his decisions and others, have been losing money for years. And this is why Zaslav has to come in and make these cuts and make these changes. He came in, DC Studios, James Gunn, Peter Safran, Mike DeLuca, Pam Adby. This is all because of David Zaslav. He should take every credit. Superman's coming back, not because of The Rock, but because of David Zaslav, right? Let's make no mistake. Yeah, let's not make no mistake about that. Let's give the credit to the guy, because if he wasn't here and Emmerich, you know, if it's still an AT&T company totally, and it was Toby Emmerich and Walter Hamada, basically Henry Cavill wouldn't come back, and we'd still be heading for Black Clark Kent, which I think nobody wants. Not black people, not white people, not Indian people. Nobody wants Clark Kent to be race-bent because there's two awesome Supermen of color in the comics that they can adapt at any time. So there's actually no need to race-bend Clark Kent and Kal-El. So yeah, I'm a very happy bunny, but these plans sounds very exciting, but we've got to see if the execution is as good as the ideas, and we will have to wait and see on that. So yeah, hopefully it's all very exciting. I'm really, really hyped. I'm sad that Snyder doesn't get to finish off his story. Should never have been removed. He should have been allowed to have his arc done, and then he would have initiated a flashpoint, and then someone else would have come in. An utter mess, but the past is in the past. I hope we're going in the right direction. it seems like we're going in the right direction, and that's very, very important to me as well, because as I say, I love DC. Really, DC is the only thing I have hope for in the entertainment industry now, because they kind of need us on their side, so they can't really twist the narrative with this one. Not in the next few years, at least, not until they build a platform. Then they may take liberties with us once the platform is successful. But for now, I think the relationship between kind of DC Studios and the fans is going to be a very, very positive one for now. So let's make the most of that and not worry about the problems until they actually happen, and then we can deal with them. So yeah, an exciting time. And, you know, potentially to have Superman as the first character launching DC Universe, I think means a lot. I think it's fantastic. It's exciting. I think it is going to be a rebooted Superman, but let's wait and see. Some people won't like that. I do believe this is not going to be a direct sequel to Man of Steel. If it is, fine. If it isn't, fine again. Because as we know in the Black Adam post-credit scene, Superman does look quite different. So what are you thinking, everyone? Are you happy with James Gunn asking fans what DC characters we haven't seen in film before they would like to see? Do you like this interactiveness? I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I'm here for it. Are you excited about the new plans? Do you think the DCEU and the DC Universe will be connected, or are we starting from fresh? Are we starting again? The Legend CJ, yeah, it feels like it's going to be a rebooted universe with some of the same actors. I agree, the Legend CJ, spot on. Villager, I'm just annoyed at DC fans because they keep complaining, but I just have to ignore it. I'm excited for Shazam too. Are you talking about DC fans, or are you talking about Snyder fans? I think you may be talking about Snyder fans, my friend. Probably best not to get the two mixed up. Now, predominantly, most Snyder fans are sweet, lovely people who are genuine DC fans. But the cultists are the problem, and I think that's who Villager is actually talking about. Let's not take it out of context. There's DC fans, and then there's DC fans. One of these propaganda merchants yesterday was pointing out Black Adam's, box office and trying to call it a flop. And I said, that's funny, because it's quite interesting, because that flop is going to have major spin-off announcements very soon. This is how you destroy their narrative, everyone. Not by shouting, not by intimidation, not by threats, not by swearing, by using your common sense. And then they don't come back. They don't respond to me because they don't know how to. Or maybe they can't be bothered to respond to me. I don't care. As long as because they're talking out of context, saying that Superman murdered Zod, Ursa and Non is bullshit. Saying, how can you moan about Superman breaking Zod's neck when he murdered the 3 villains from Krypton in Superman 2? Show me the bodies. Give me the bodies. Give me the graves. And I agree. Superman is no murderer in that era. Sorry to disappoint and destroy your propaganda. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy with the direction. We must wait. Villager, here's my prediction. Rob will be the main Batman. Phoenix will be the main Joker. Ezra Miller will be replaced, and Superman will be rebooted. Well, I think they're really, really good predictions, Villager, that I'd actually be happy with. So let's break what you're saying down. So you say Rob will be the main Batman. Fine with that. Joaquin Phoenix will be the main Joker. I'd come in my trousers with, so much excitement if that was the point. I know that's a bit crude, but, that's me. Ezra Miller will be replaced. I think it's important that young children have a good figure to look up to, so I'd be happy with that. I don't know what's going to happen with that. That's up to Zaslav more than Gunn and Safran, I would say. And Superman will be rebooted. I'm happy with all of that stuff. The Legend CJ, I think Aquaman might be recasted for Momoa to be Lobo. Yes, again, I agree with that, but that all depends if any of this shit coming, being teased is actually true, or it's all just misdirection. But I would be, again, very happy with what Villager and the Legend CJ is predicting. The Legend CJ is predicting. I've just noticed you call yourself a legend. That's very, very brave of you. I mean, I know I'm a legend. Villager, I don't get why they would replace Jason Momoa, though. Well, think about this, right? I'll tell you the most, and this would be from Zaslav, not from Gunn and Safran. I believe that, Zaslav talks about protecting the DC brand. So by casting a comic book accurate Aquaman, it's protecting the DC brand, and then making him Lobo. It means that Momoa won't cause a problem because that's the character he's always wanted to play, and then fans can be happy as well. Now, I'm quite happy with Momoa as Aquaman. I don't see it as a problem. Personally, I think it's you should be casting these people accurately. I don't really think you should be changing, their ethnicity, but it has worked with Jason Momoa, so I'm okay with it. But the concept of changing ethnicities is dubious when you could literally create new characters from different ethnicities and include them in. And if they're done well, they will be accepted, right? But you have to do it in a transparent, non-toxic way. So right, someone's banging outside. I just want to make sure my delivery's not here. Still waiting for my phone. I did manage to charge my phone yesterday by standing it up somewhere. I was very lucky. Of course, the battery's low again. Same situation. So that's why I think, Villager, it could be a possibility. But look, we're just talking. We're just a bunch of people, like we're in a pub or something, gas bagging about our beloved DC. It doesn't mean any of this is actually going to happen, but we're adding 2 and 2 and making 4, maybe 5. And the way Gunn spoke when he responded to the haircut, talking about, focusing on the new universe. He said new universe, the new DC universe. It is like we're not going to be continuing off those other movies. And it's kind of like those other movies now are going to be irrelevant, even the ones coming next year. Interesting. Just a theory. The Legend CJ in this new DCU, besides the Trinity, who's in your Justice League roster? I really would like, and I'm not sure I think it would take too long to start from scratch, but what I would like is a ready-made Justice League. Because when I first watched the Justice League animated series, we've got the Hall of Justice. It's already there. It's got 2-3 levels to it. Superman, Batman are the main people. We meet they're all there. Everyone, Red Tornado, the fucking lot of them. Green Lantern, Supergirl, we get to meet her on her first day. We've got full roster. That's what I want. When we get to the DC universe, I don't want us to start from scratch. I don't want us to build it out from the beginning. I want the Justice League to be there. Now, when Hamada was doing this multiverse strategy, I said, wouldn't it have been nice at the end of Flashpoint if Barry comes back to the new world and actually sees there's a ready-made Hall of Justice, there's a watchtower, it's all there, and all the members are already there. We tried to build it out from the beginning. I don't think it kind of works because it takes too long. But this, I think, having a ready-made Justice League in the new universe would be a really, really good idea. Because do we really want to wait for another Justice League to be built out? I mean, I'm 50. I could be dead by 10 years. I don't want to fucking wait. I don't want to miss out on this glorious new DC universe. So I would just, I think if we have as many as possible and build out the JSA as well, and that would be interesting as well, and have them cross over at times, And then the Legion are brilliant. You can deal with the Legion. You can literally have a future world as well with the Legion coming backwards and forwards. And I think the Legion ring needs to be kind of introduced to this new DC universe as well. I mean, I didn't know nothing about the Legion until I saw Jeff Johns' Legion episode, which is probably one of my favorite. I think it is my favorite episode of Jeff Johns' Smallville kind of time, where he wrote 3 episodes in the space of 3 seasons. It was Legion, Absolute Justice, and Booster. 3 brilliant episodes. I think Booster's my least favorite one because it's more of a tamer episode, but he does do well with the Booster character and the Blue Beetle character, by the way. Villager, will take care of your health, Mick. No more smoking. I'll try. Pac-Man, yes, you are right. Waiting a lot of years will not help. Yeah, look, basically, when we start the new DC universe, I want the Justice League there, right? It's a fully fledged universe. We've got a Batman in his early 30s. We've got a Superman, it could be rebooted. So he's there. He's in action. No origin story. We want Dick Grayson. We want Jason Todd. We want it all. We want everything ready and built. And you want to build out other stuff as well. I want to see Plastic Man. I want to see a living, breathing universe like we got in Bruce Timm's Justice League, kind of animation, not just the original Justice League, but Justice League Unlimited, which they did just before Smallville launched as well. The Legend CJ, when I was watching Black Adam, when they were in the kids' room, I noticed different Justice League characters besides the main 7. That's interesting. Is Black Adam part of the new universe? Because The Rock did say this is phase 1. Maybe it is. I don't know. I have no idea. Confused you will be. Hopefully someone actually explains. Villager, I want Shazam in the Justice League. I love Zachary Levi and I want him to stick around. Yeah, it's going to be interesting what they do with Shazam because the kids are growing up. Maybe they want a more comic book accurate Shazam. I don't know. I love Zachary Levi. I love him in Shazam, but mainly I love him for Chuck. He was amazing in Chuck. Look, I don't mind if he sticks around, but I do suspect that might be something we lose. I don't know. The Legend CJ, I don't like the fact that the DCEU Batman is older. We have never gotten a Batman in his prime. So this new DCU is a perfect opportunity. Well, actually, the Legend CJ, at this conference call yesterday, James Gunn was talking about Batman and Superman as characters, how they interact, how they're so different, but also very similar as well. So I think that relationship is going to be built out. I believe this is what James Gunn is hinting at. Villager, maybe they'll just keep them as their Shazam versions. Maybe. Anything's possible. I'm very easy. I don't believe, you see, I don't have loyalty to actors, and I love most of the actors that have been cast in this universe, in the DCEU. But I have no loyalty towards them. My loyalty is the characters being done well. Jesus Christ, it's busy out there. Anyway, yeah. So I don't have actor loyalty. I don't have director loyalty. I admire directors, and I have good relationships with some of them on social media. But hang on a minute, something's coming. I'll be back. Taxi, there, come here. I'm back. I got my cab driver to go shopping for me because I'm waiting for my phone to arrive and I can't go anywhere. Anyway, where are we? So, the Legend CJ, he was teasing World's Finest movie. Maybe the World's Finest movie will be something very popular. So Gunn is going to be very popularist because WB are desperate for money. And they need DC is their key to finance, success, and profitability. It's their number one IP, as is Harry Potter. Whether people like it or not, Harry Potter is popular. Those films they made were sensational, every single one of them. I expect movies, HBO Max stuff. So, and they should, as a business, you should utilize your most important IPs, right? Do you imagine going into a supermarket and people saying, well, I don't think you should sell Coca-Cola anymore? Of course fucking not. So this just makes sense. Villager, no way Jared Leto is coming back. Yeah, listen, look, I want to respect everyone's views and I want to talk about things. But, talking about Jared Leto, who I respect as an actor, and Jesse Eisenberg, again, who I respect as actors, there's no point. They're done. And, that doesn't mean, I think, for example, I think Jesse's performance as Lex Luthor, even though I wouldn't have cast him, I think was monumental. It was a really, really strong performance. And I don't watch him and think, oh, you're not Lex. I think it's a really strong performance, but I think we do need a comic accurate Lex Luthor. I think we need an accurate Joker. I think the lad from Gotham is so fantastic. I think it's the best Joker performance I've ever seen. It's so fucking strong. The kid is fucking frightening. He is amazing. Sean Franklin, you think Jared Leto, he coming back, Joker in DCU? No, I don't, Sean. Villager, no way. Oh, sorry. Villager, I do want Jesse back, though he was great. I don't think he'll come back. I mean, he's been very sweet about the fans' reaction. He said, look, he's willing to change what he does if the fans want him to. But he recently was asked, he doesn't see himself coming back. But if he was asked, he'd be happy to come back. So Jesse Eisenberg is an absolute, he's a legend. He's very polite. He's respectful, even though a lot of fans haven't been respectful towards Jesse. And Jesse hasn't actually done anything wrong. He was given a job. He took it. He took it seriously. He broke the character down, as you do when the script is given to you, because I'm an actor. I perform in the theatre here in Cyprus. Small theatrical company, but I do it. So you get a script. I mean, I write my own stories, but you break it down intellectually and you decide what you're going to do. I'm going to be playing Ebenezer Scrooge this Christmas, which I'm very, very excited about. One of my favourite characters. The legend CJ, little by little, we will take Marvel's consumer confidence and we will average $1 billion per movie in the future. That's the dream. Look, the dream is that we don't just do what Marvel are doing, which is do lame, mundane things that people consume and forget about. You've got to make great movies, which are shared, which are interconnected. That's fine. But the movies must be memorable. And that's important because this is Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern. This ain't fucking Iron Man, right? This, we're not talking about Iron Man and Ant-Man here. We are literally talking about iconic fucking characters. Batman's been around since 39, 40. Wonder Woman's been around since the Second World War. The Lantern Corps' been around for forever as well. These are iconic pop culture icons. And I think a lot of the Marvel characters aren't pop culture icons, as far as I'm concerned. And since a lot of these actors have left the MCU, go away. My God. Oh, for Christ's sake. Bloody fly. I really don't want to spray. Where are we? I do want Jesse Burr. Villager, the Marvel storyline is so boring now. What happened to their writers? I think the problems have started since Kevin Feige became president of Marvel Studios. Before, he was part of the story group, and he was, what happens in the films was down to him. He created the storylines. He was like the showrunner. But then they saw him and were impressed by him, and they made him president of Marvel Studios. This is when the problems began, because I don't think he's a role he's really suited on, and it's a lot of pressure for one person. That's why it's good that we've got Peter and James together, because you take the pressure off of each other. It's like me imagine I'm a cook, right? And I start making the best recipes and everyone goes, wow, this cook's fucking amazing. And the owner of the restaurant goes, I'm making you manager, but I couldn't manage a piss up in the brewery, but I'm a good cook. I would fuck it up, right? If you put me in charge of a big YouTube channel and had me doing this, I would fuck it up because I wouldn't be used to being at a successful kind of platform. But I'm okay here because there's not much pressure. There's about 10 people, 5 people. So it ain't a big deal, is it? But if we grow out the platform, hey, I'm fine with being successful. Don't get me wrong. And I think this is what happened with Kevin Feige. 1 minute he's running the story group. He's leading the narrative. He's the showrunner. And now he's the president of the company. Personally, I think he's made a lot of mistakes. We've heard problems with Letitia Wright. We've had problems with the VFX artists, and I think more and more people are going to complain about the treatment of Marvel onto the people who have worked for Marvel, and it's all going to fall apart very, very quickly. And the box offices, even though they're still okay, they're not the kind of stellar box office that we had before. When you lose Robert Downey Jr., when, I don't know, you lose Chris Evans or you decide you don't want Chris Evans to be Captain America, when you get rid of Scarlett Johansson, again, I don't know if Scar decided to leave. These are, Scar is, I think, an Oscar-winning actress. So, to have people like that and just get rid of these people and suddenly decide that, yeah, it's good to be progressive. It's good to represent different cultures and, different genders and sexuality. There's nothing wrong with that. But you still got to keep your creative muscles out. You've still got to entertain the public. And he's gone so down the progressive line. And when you consume something like She-Hulk as a man, and she's literally putting down your gender and putting you down and putting down every single guy, I think we've gone down a road that's not good, and it's toxic, and it's a problem, and it's happening all round entertainment today. And I'm going to continue my series on Russell T Davies' comments on Jodie's costume in a pre-recorded video after I finish on the DC Universe Daily Live. So yeah, there isn't. I mean, look, I think bringing Kang to the fore is exciting. I think they chose a really, really good actor to play Kang, and I think we'll see more and more of him. And maybe Phase 5 and Phase 6 will be going back to the Marvel of old, but you're still dealing with a lot of characters that people are not interested in. So I think the fans need to, when you're consuming something like Marvel, when they're doing this shared thing and they're doing this story arc, and now it's Kang, the characters who play the heroes, people have got to, really be inspired by them. And I think we were inspired by Stark and, Captain America, and the whole Bucky thing was very exciting. The Hulk was originally good with Ruffalo. It's not, well, it's just, they've literally urinated and shat at the Hulk at the same time. It's despicable what they've done. Spider-Man, even though his first 2 movies weren't great, No Way Home, forged a new future for his Spider-Man. So that's quite exciting, but it's a bit of a mixed bag. Really, Spider-Man should be leading the MCU, but it's not owned by Disney or Marvel Studios. Spider-Man is owned by Sony, and they lead the narrative on that. And they want some of that Spider-Man action on their universe as well. So it's a big fragmented. So I think Kevin Feige has been the problem there. And I think being in charge of everything on your own, which you were just a mere producer, suddenly they're asking you to be in charge of the whole thing. It's not good. And there's Disney and Chapek waiting for content after content after content. They want $1 billion here, $1 billion there. And if you fail to deliver, in the end, Feige could be replaced. And, I don't know who they would replace him with. But it's the same with Kennedy. Kennedy is incompetent, but she's remained in her position. Villager, the Bucky storyline was half-baked. I must admit, I loved the Bucky storyline. I expected more from that. No, I didn't. I thought it was, well, actually, you may have a point the way it ended, but, the Bucky story in the first Captain America and the second Captain America, and even in Civil War, was brilliant. He shows up, and him and Captain America never even have a heartfelt, deep conversation. Bucky just shows up, and that's it. And what are you talking about? You're talking about in Endgame? Because I think, he was underused in Endgame for sure. And, in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he did get a little bit of an arc in there, but it was more about Anthony Mackie's character, wasn't it? Because of obvious political reasons, progressive reasons. But there you go. That's the way it is, I'm afraid. But we're here for another 12 minutes on the DC Universe Daily. Your headlines are that James Gunn and Peter Safran have revealed their master plan, and they are asking fans what kind of DC characters they would like to see on the big screen that haven't been shown on the big screen before. This is a good idea because this is something DC fans have been complaining about. Why is it always Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman? Why aren't these other characters built out? Now, James Gunn is doing something about it, and I think it's a very good move. You can still do Superman and Batman, and you must do Superman and Batman, but that doesn't mean you can't fill out the other characters as well, who are just as iconic in their own ways. So, very, very excited about all of that. James Gunn certainly knows exactly what he's doing, and a big mistake from Marvel to not fight for him. Maybe they did, but yes, it's a lot. Look, James Gunn is a huge loss. You can already see what he's doing, and he knows exactly what he's doing. And I think people underestimate the man's intellect. And yes, I'm excited because he's talking in a good walk. But will it all come to fruition in the execution? I surely hope so. Talk to me, people. Anything you want to ask, anything you want to say. We've got about 11 minutes of the DC Universe Daily Live left. Obviously, there's not much solid news going on right now. So I've given you everything that I know, that I've seen on the internet. If there's any more developments in anything DC Universe, of course, I will update you tonight when I should be live, maybe for an hour, maybe 2 hours, depending how good the chat is. It's Friday night, so we don't normally get a good turnout on a Friday. Who knows? We'll wait and see. So if you're not getting notifications for my videos, here's something you can try. Unsubscribe and resubscribe, and then hit the notification bell, right? So I think if you're not getting the notifications and you unsubscribe, and please subscribe back for Christ's sake, and then hit the notification bells, that could solve that problem. So it's important you get the notifications. Of course, I'm a very, 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 very small YouTuber. Now, you know when YouTubers say they're a small channel and they get like 20k views and, 1k likes, and they say, oh, I'm such a small YouTuber. No, I'm a fucking small YouTuber, right? 7 viewers, mate. Villager. Got to go, Mick. Hopefully we get good DC news soon. I hope so. Thank you for your interaction, Villager. See you soon. Have a lovely Friday, my friend. The Legend CJ, if you had the power to introduce one character or storyline into the new DCEU, what would it be? What would it be? And why? A very, very good question. Look, there's so many iconic storylines. I mean, 2 of my favorites are the famous ones. I mean, The Dark Knight Returns is awesome, but I'm not ready for that storyline yet. I don't want that storyline. Snyder kind of did it in BVS. He should have just done the fucking storyline in a trilogy of movies. Big mistake. I would have loved to have seen a proper Death of Superman as Superman Lives, because the comic book storyline is tremendous. You can't do that now. Not for at least 10 years. I'll be dead. I'll never see it in live action. It's a tragedy. And finally, Flashpoint is such a good fucking story. It's a story you leave when you want to reboot the universe like they're doing now, but it deserves copying and pasting because it's so good. Pac-Man, I would love Justice League. Yeah, Justice League Dark. And I mean, not necessarily an arc, but you know that I love Superman versus the Elite because of the way he puts Superman's no-kill policy on trial. Now, they did a very similar storyline in Smallville in the Legion episode by Jeff Johns, where the Legion are trying to convince Clark to murder his friend Chloe because basically Brainiac has taken over her mind and her body, and Clark won't do it. And through that episode, Clark justifies why his no-kill policy is important, and Clark is a proper version of the character. So this is important. Clark feels guilt if he fails to save someone in the show. Clark was a proper OG, like personality of Clark, and it was done so well. Justice League Dark is also a very, very good thing. The Legion, as I said earlier, again, very, very good. I want the Legion ring. I want the Legion. I want the concept of the Legion introduced because a lot of people would be so excited by that. But here's the thing. I like the respect James and Peter are showing towards the DC fans, but it's not just about us. We need to get that mainstream general audience to be interested. So we know about these characters, but they've got to be introduced in a way that people understand. So it can't just be about us. We know them. That's good. But at the end of the day, also, it has to be about, the general audience and being kind to the general audience and making sure they understand what's going on. The Legend CJ, do you think Zod is alive in this new DCU? A, if it's nothing to do with the DCEU, there will be a brand new Zod eventually. If it's jumping off from the DCEU, but because of Flashpoint, it's a new timeline, then yeah, Shannon could still be around. So either way, I think we will have a version of Zod. But I don't think we really, if it is a new version of Zod, we don't need to see Zod for a while. The Legend CJ, what about Justice versus? Oh, you just stopped me in my tracks there by retracting that message. Never mind. Give my mouth a break. We have about 6 minutes of the DC Universe Daily Live. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Sorry I had to shoot off earlier. It's the beauty of being live. Obviously, if that happened while I was pre-recording, I would have started the video again. Can't do that with live. Can't just go, oh no, I'm going to go off and start again. You've seen it. The horse is bolted. And this is what being live, I love being live because anything can happen at any time. It makes it a little bit unpredictable, doesn't it? I never thought, when I first went live years ago, I never thought I would have the brass neck to do it, or to like sit here for an hour or two and just gob off. But yeah, it seems like I'm okay at it. I'm not saying I'm the best at it, but yeah, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. When I first came live today, I was like, oh, this. But then I got my energy, and it's cool, isn't it? It's cool, and it's great because lots of people have come in and spoke to me, and that kind of inspires you to carry on. Because today, I like to do the DC Universe Daily Live because I like to update. It's an update show. It's a news show in a way, reacting to the news and getting your feedback as well. But like today, there's not much going on, and I've updated you really what's going on. But it's still very excited, and I'm exciting, and I'm excited. I'm excited, right? I don't know. Can't get my words out. The Legend CJ, what about the Justice League versus the Crime Syndicate storyline? Yeah, that's a great storyline. We've seen it in animation, haven't we? It's great. Sean Franklin, I like to see Green Arrow in DCU. Yeah, look, I think we had two great Green Arrows in Smallville and in Arrowverse. I mean, the whole verse was nicknamed after Green Arrow. That's how good he was in that universe. So yes, I would absolutely love to see the Green Arrow and his universe set up. That would be so exciting. The Green Arrow is great. I love the Green Arrow. And Stephen Amell right now is the best Green Arrow out of him and Justin Hartley. I love Justin. He was amazing in Smallville. I didn't think anyone could do it as good as he did. But then, like, first two seasons, he was amazing. He was always amazing, Stephen, by the way. The problem was the quality of the scripts, and they decided to go Tumblr, didn't they? And that's a shame, because I did like Felicity Smoke, but they actually ruined her character and just made her a romantic thing. And I know she was brainy and she was a Chloe Sullivan type character. She was good on the computers and she had a brain. But ultimately, when you just resort a woman to a romantic storyline, I think it is a little bit insulting, isn't it? And basically, that's what she is. She's a romantic character. And in the end, she just vanished from the show, didn't she? I think they brought her back, didn't they, in the series finale? Do you know what? I don't even know if I watched the series finale. I did lose interest in Arrowverse after a while. But yeah, Green Arrow, he's a great character. And I would love to see all those supporting characters, not from the series, not the actors. I want it all new castings, of course. I mean, if they said, oh, Stephen Amell's coming back, I wouldn't be against that, by the way. I thought Stephen was sensational. I don't think that will happen. I think he was absolutely fantastic, though. The Legend CJ, what did you think of the Gotham TV show? I thought elements of the Gotham TV show were really, really good, and I enjoyed it. With TV series, if you start having a lot of fillers, you start getting bored. But ultimately, I thought it was a very, very, very good show from Bruno Heller, who devised the show. As I say, the Joker was brilliant. The Penguin, the Riddler. The villains were the best thing. I mean, you know, Ben McKenzie was great as Gordon. He was a really good, strong Gordon. I love seeing Gordon so young. And I think we may have in that show the best live action Alfred as well, apart from Michael Caine, who I absolutely adore. But yeah, the Joker, Bruce Wayne was great. Selina, played by my girl, absolutely brilliant. So the castings and the caricatures and the writing for those characters were sensational. So I absolutely loved the Gotham TV show. It really had to fight to stay on air for 5 seasons. The series finale dropped the ball, you know, recasting Selina, which really still pisses me off. But all in all, a great show. The Legend CJ, did you know Ben McKenzie voiced Batman in Year One animated movie? No, I didn't, but I do know that Ben was in the OC because it used to be one of my favourite shows. Ronnie Dodge. Hey, Mick. Hello, Ronnie. You've just come here just in time. If you've got anything to say, Ronnie, say it now. So our headlines today are that James Gunn has asked fans on the new social media platform, what out of all the DC characters we've never seen in film before would they like to see in movie theaters on the big screen? As I said earlier, I think this is groundbreaking. I think this is the way to go, interacting with the fans, but we've also got to interact with the mainstream audience and make DC accessible to them and not just the diehard DC fans. Ronnie Dodge, what have I missed? Exactly what I was talking about. And yeah, that's what they're looking at. They're looking to connect the movies, the TV, the films, and the gaming all in one universe. Also very exciting. Ronnie Dodge, I want to say a Nightwing movie. I did tag him on Twitter because I ain't got my phone yet, so I can't get that new app that he's on. I did say Plastic Man. I like Plastic Man in The Brave and the Bold, and I think the way they do him with the humour, with the lightness of tone, and kind of the way he plays off other characters, I really like Plastic Man. I'd love to see him in live action. The Legend CJ, we all want to see Nightwing. Ronnie Dodge, yeah, Plastic Man or Our Man. Yeah, Our Man, I think, featured in a cold open of Batman, the Brave and the Bold. I think it was Our Man anyway. Is Our Man a villain or a hero? I don't know. The Legend CJ, I want to see Batmite. Funny you say that because during the conference call to the other WB Discovery employees, James did name drop Batmite as well. So I think you're going to get the iconic to the ridiculous. And that's what DC Comics is. We want to see all of this stuff because it's so great, but done properly. Yeah, Ronnie Dodge, Batmite, yes. And yeah, James Gunn. You see, James Gunn likes these silly little characters. This is why I like James Gunn. He knows he has to deliver Batman and Superman. He knows he has to create a fully fledged universe. But something like Batmite is right up James Gunn's alley. And that's why I really appreciate that. And appreciate him. I mean, Peacemaker. Look what he did with Eagly and Peacemaker. I mean, sensational stuff. You know, who would think that Eagly would work in live action? I mean, I never even fucking heard of Eagly or Peacemaker. But he made it work, didn't he? So that's what James can do, and this is why it's a big loss to Marvel Studios, allowing him to come to us. But Disney fired him, and after that, the die was cast. Any more comments before I wind things up for today? Ronnie Dodge, we're going to get a Justice League and probably build up to Darkseid for the 10-year plan. Will it be Darkseid, or will they try and be a little bit more unpredictable? I don't know. I mean, I'm here for Darkseid. But will they continue with Darkseid, or will they do something else? I mean, Darkseid's a great character. You want to see him. And really, he is an official Superman villain. The Legend CJ, Brainiac may be something different. Yeah, a 10-year Brainiac arc where we see him slowly in post-credit scenes collect different worlds, and slowly but surely he's coming to Earth. That would be awesome. Ronnie Dodge, Brainiac may be something different. Yep, Ronnie Dodge, Titans movie with new cast. Yep, that would be really, really cool. Titans are awesome. I think we will get there. Obviously, they can't throw everything at us at the same time. Will we get a 10-year slate? Will we get a 2-year slate? 5-year slate? It'll be interesting if they just unleash the whole thing on us, because that could keep them honest. Because although, well, I mean, the DCEU, when it first came out, they gave us this big slate, Cyborg, this, that, and they were never able to honor those things, mainly because they dumped Snyder. So I suppose it's a double-edged sword to give out the whole slate when they're ready. Maybe a 2-year slate every 2 years, like update the slate maybe. That will be exciting. Ronnie Dodge, I think we will get a 3-year slate at a time. Maybe 2-3 years, yeah, maybe. I think just slowly, just in case, because things do go wrong. Sometimes you can't use that actor or this actor. So, yeah. Right, everyone, this has been Movies TV Mad. I admit, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wife, please like, comment. What is it? Like, comment. Let me start again. Right. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss this beautiful perfection. And I'll see you again in the next video. Ronnie Dodge, Wakanda Forever. Yeah, he's not go there. Wakanda Forever. Yeah, let's not go there. Yeah, Wakanda Forever. I think it's doing okay in the box office, but not huge. And I think it's going to have a huge drop off as well. So I'm always happy to see Marvel fail. As a DC fan, I know that sounds negative, but that's just the way it is. Ronnie Dodge, take care, mate. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you for quickly coming in and interacting with me and the rest of the chat. It's been great. So until we see each other again, and what's to come, by the way, another Doctor Who Russell T Davies video talking about Russell's insane comments about not allowing David to wear Jodie's costume. We'll be continuing that conversation in a pre-recorded video, and I will be back live tonight after me dinner. So be there or be square. So until we see each other again, goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen.